Hello there everybody, welcome back to the YouTube channel of JJ Prime Reviews. So today is the day that we're going to take the power of the Prime's Terrorcons and combine them to form Abominus. So let's get down to the review table and start with the combination video. So let's get it on, man. Let's go! And here are the power of the Prime's Terrorcons fully transformed into their combined modes. And we have the combined mode feet and the Prime armors, the two remaining Prime armors that have not become hands, because we're not going to use these as hands, because we're going to use Blot and Ripper Snapper as arms, and we're going to use Cutthroat and Cinder Twin as the legs. So first things first, I want to talk about the Prime armors and the combined mode feet. Now there is a port at the back, and you can actually take this and plug this in. There we go, and that forms a heel spur for the combined mode feet. You know, have some extra stability for the combined mode. That's pretty cool. So, and I rotated these thumbs around so you don't have to have these tabs just sticking out in the bottom, so it's more more leveled. So there we go. And then just take this and just plug this on the other side. It's gonna be hard to do. There we go. Just plug that in, and there you have that. So now I'm gonna take Cinder Twin right here and just plug this in to this port right there, and there you have one leg all done. And same thing on the other side. Just plug this in, just plug that in, and there we go. There we got that done. So there we go. So I need to raise up the camera a little bit more so you can see what I am doing, because he's gonna be a tall guy. He's gonna be a very tall guy. Anyway, so I'm gonna take the hunger right here and just take the legs. Actually, you know what? I'll just take this and just plug this in. Actually, no, I use this as the right leg. So just take this, plug that in, and just plug that in. Plug that in. It's plugged in already. There we go. So now that's nice and plugged in. And now we're gonna take the arms and just take them, just slide them down. There we go. And just slide this down. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. So there you have Abominus fully combined, and he looks wonderful in my opinion. I really dig the look of this combiner. It looks, oh man, this is one of the best looking combiners I've ever owned. This looks so good. It looks wonderful. It's not perfect, but it still looks really good in my opinion. So let's get in close here so we can take a look at the head sculpt right there. My camera will focus. There we go. So there you have that. So yeah, nice, nicely done head sculpt. I do quite like it. Whoops, I zoomed in too far. Right, there we go. So yeah, nicely done head sculpt. Got the horns right there. The horns are done in a nice soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about breaking it. So yeah, nice yellow paint for the visor. Nice kind of a dark pink or light purple. I don't know what kind of color that is, but it's a good color. And you do have the Decepticon symbol stickers right here, and you know, got some reds and silver detailings, got some white. So yeah, really nice. Still, that Decepticon symbol sticker crooked. It still bugs me. Why can't they just, you know, give us a sticker sheet so we can actually put stickers ourselves, you know? Anyway, but yeah, really good looking combined mode. I really dig this Abominus. Really nicely done. He has no backpack. I mean, he has this tail piece, you know, from Hunger. That's pretty cool. I do quite like that. But yeah, really nicely done combined mode in my opinion. Now there is an upgrade kit. You know, there's an upgrade kit for this combiner, so I'm not sure if I want to get it, you know, to make it look a whole lot better, but we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, really nicely done combine mode in my opinion. Now the articulation in combined mode, you do have a swivel at the head, so it can actually rotate a full 360. It's pretty tight. There we go, very tight. The arms, they can do a full 360 on this ratchet hinge. There we go, and they can actually move in and out on this ratchet. They can go out pretty far, and you do have a bicep swivel right there, and you do have your elbow joint. Slightly under 90 degrees of bend. If you want, like, you know, a double jointed elbow, you can actually rotate this around and have that going on, have a double jointed elbow. So hey, that's a thing. That's a thing you can do, but that looks ugly to me. So for me personally, I like to just keep this, you know, this is the front. So there you go. And you do have a wrist swivel right there, and the thumbs, you know, the ball joint, the fingers are on the hinge together. So there we go. Now for this combiner, there's no waist swivel, but you know, the legs, they can move up that far, can move back only that far, and they can pretty much do the full splits. But unfortunately, these ratchet joints are not that tight, so they can hold the pose, they can hold it, and they can, I mean, kinda, but they can't really hold it, so it's pretty loose. You do have a thigh swivel right there, and you do have a knee joint about 90 degrees of bend right there at the knee. Wait, I mean, you can use that, you know, the elbow joint from Hunger, but the proper knee joint is right here actually. So so yeah, at about 90 degrees of bend, and you do have some nice ankle tiltage right there at the feet, and you can actually rotate the feet around if you want to. So now my main problem with this combiner is the hips, because the hips are pretty loose. So once you bring it back one click, it like for example, this hip is actually pretty loose, so it tends to drop. So yeah, if these hip joints were a bit tighter, then it would have been so much better. But unfortunately, the hips are a little bit loose on mine. So I mean, it's an issue, but you know, it's you know, but for me personally, I don't even tend to pose him in any way, shape, or form, because I always display him stock straight. So yeah. But anyway, now for the other three weapons that the Terrorcons came with, what can you do with these? For me personally, I like to take this gun right here and just plug this in to this port right there. I just plug this in right there. For me personally, I mean, it's your toy. You can display it however you wish. And for this gun right here, if we come down here, let me bring down the camera for you. So we come down here on Cinder Twin right there. So now there is a port right in here. So for me personally, I always take this and just plug this on the side. There we go, and there you have that. That's the way I store it. And this gun right here, I just take this and just plug this in the middle, just like so. And there we go. There we go. I got all the weapons stored on Abominus himself. So, without further ado, let's bring up the camera one more time. And now we can bring in some size comparisons. Here is Abominus compared with the little tiny Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Abominus. And yeah, he's tiny. He's very tiny. But anyway, let's move on with the other Power of the Primes combiner, Dinobot combiner Volcanicus. You can see how they scale with one another. I think Volcanicus is a bit taller than Abominus. I'm not sure because I can't really see, because at the horns, at the top of the horns, it's pretty much eye leveled. But if you look at the Volcanicus's head, his visor right here, I think he goes like above Abominus's visor. So yeah, I think Volcanicus is a little bit taller than Abominus. So yeah, I think. But anyway, let's move on to the next size comparison. Just because here is Abominus compared with the Pocket Toys Ruiner.B, aka Bruticus, so you can see how they scale with one another. And of course, Pocket Toys Bruticus will never scale with the Primors combiners. He's much smaller, you know, he's much smaller. But anyway, so let us move on to the last and final size comparison for today. And speaking of which, here is Abominus compared with the Power of the Primes leader class, Rodimus Prime. And I don't think that scale works because Rodimus Prime feels a little bit too big for Abominus, because I think Rodimus Prime should be a little bit smaller in order to scale with Abominus. But it is what it is. So that is pretty much it for the robot mode comparisons. Okay, so here are my final thoughts on the Transformers Power of the Primes Abominus. You know what, in my opinion, the whole combined mode for Abominus, it looks really, really good. But let's run through all the figures right here. Now Hunger is definitely my least favorite Terrorcon figure in this wave of Terrorcons. I mean, in this line of the Power of the Primes Terrorcons. Because, you know, the robot mode, it looks okay, but it doesn't look great either. It just, the proportions just look weird. But, I mean, it's a fun toy, I will say. It's a fun toy to mess with. Hunger is definitely a fun toy to mess with. But the deluxes, the deluxe Terrorcons, the deluxe bots, I think, you know, they work really well. They're really well done. So the deluxes, yeah, they kind of beat Hunger in terms of the proportions, you know, in terms of the proportions, you know, in terms of the detail, and yeah, I think the deluxes they win. You know, deluxes are definitely the best looking Terrorcons in my opinion. While Hunger is kind of a bit of a you know, he got the short end of the stick. You know, he got the short end of the stick in terms of the robot mode proportions. But yeah, but overall, the combined mode looks absolutely wonderful in my opinion. It just looks really, really good. It's not perfect, but I think they pulled it off really, really well. I think it does it really well. You know, it pulls off the look. So yeah, really well done in my opinion. So if I were to rank the whole Abominus combiner from a scale of 1 to 10, I think I would just give it a good 8.5 out of 10. So yeah. He just needs, you know, some pieces to fill up the torso, and you know, he just needed some. He probably needed some tighter hip joints because some of them are quite loose on mine. But overall, 8.5 out of 10. Really well done combiner. Yeah, really, really cool. Fun combiner to mess with. I will say I did enjoy combining these guys together. So yeah, really, really fun. Really, really enjoyable. So. And I think that's pretty much it for today's video review. So ladies and gentlemen, if you're completely new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. And while you're at it, click that notification bell icon down below as well, so that you know when my new videos are up and ready. And you can always check out my Power of the Primes reviews playlist for any videos you may have missed. So I'll post a link to that playlist in the description down below. And if you have enjoyed this video review, go ahead and do me a favor and slam dunk a like on it. I would appreciate that very, very much. And you can blah 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 blah. And this is where my tongue has malfunctioned. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is that is pretty much it for me to say. So they have the Transformers Power of the Primes Abominus, and this is JJ Prime signing off. Peace out!